Okay, lovely. Right, if I could just ask a little bit of housekeeping while we go on. Whilst our speakers this evening are talking, if I can just ask everybody to keep their microphones muted, so we don't pick up any sounds from the doorbell or the cat going past and purring against your legs. If you have any questions while things are going on, if you post them in the chat, I'll try and make sure they get dealt with by the speakers at the end, and any that we can't deal with on the night, we'll try and take away and post answers out to people later on when we found out the answers to your questions. And then just to reassure you, I'm hoping there will be time at the end. In fact, I'm fairly sure there will be time at the end where we can have a more general Q&A session and a discussion if people have anything they want to raise. Anyway, as I was sitting preparing for this evening, it just occurred to me that actually the Platinum Jubilee weekend is only 2 months away now, so it's actually come whizzing up on us. And I know lots of people are going to tell us tonight about all the hard work they've been putting in to prepare websites, events, and what have you. But it's remarkable how quick it's coming on. The pattern for this evening is we have James Bagg, who's the chair of the Norfolk Platinum Jubilee Committee, who will be emceeing will be speaking himself and keeping the others in order. We have Chris Donaldson, who's creative and digital director for Brandex, who have put again a lot of work into creating the website that will provide lots of information to everybody around the county. And unfortunately, Bruno Peake hasn't been able to join us tonight. But Ian Lonsdale, I'm sure, will be a more than capable stand-in. He'll be able to answer questions around the beacons and stuff like that. So at this point, you're probably fed up listening to me now, so I will pass over to James on the next part of the evening. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and good evening, everyone. As I cast my eye around this screen, there's some familiar faces and not familiar faces. Some of you will have been here on the last webinar we gave about the about our preparations for celebrating the Jubilee. All of you may not have been. The main purpose of this evening is for us to introduce you to the website, which Chris Donaldson and Brand Experience have in effect gifted us. A superb website. I'm delighted with it, and I'm sure you will be with it as well. The objective of the website was, as part of our initial planning, was really to facilitate the county's enjoyment of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, not just over the weekend itself, but throughout the year. And we've, in addition to that which is being planned at a national level, at a borough council level, and at parish level, and we have planned 3 separate tributes, which are deliberately designed not to coincide with the Jubilee weekend. And I'm going to just briefly outline those to you in order to put the website itself into a context, so you'll be familiar with some of these events as they're described by Chris. We identified 3 options, really, 3 plans, specific ones, to celebrate Her Majesty's Jubilee. The first is in effect a one-off. It's in fact on 2 days, 2 consecutive days at the end of the Royal Norfolk Show. And it's a royal salute, we've called it. It's going to involve 1,000 children plus singing at the Royal Norfolk Show, the entry to which, as of about 4 o'clock in the evening, will be free. So it will be open to all. They will be singing hymns from the Commonwealth, songs from the Commonwealth. They'll be singing Zadok the priest, and they will be giving us a rendering of the national anthem, which everyone will be invited to join in, those who are there. The event itself will certainly be recorded. We're hoping it will be live streamed, but it does depend on the capacity, the broadband capacity. So that might not be possible, but it certainly will be recorded and then published over the web, available over the web. That event is being sort of choreographed and produced by Peter Wilson. Many of you will be familiar with, former director of the Norwich Theatre and our Deputy Lord Lieutenant, and the Norwich Music Hub are very much behind this. And huge thanks to the Royal Norfolk Show for allowing us to put this on at their show. The second tribute we're organising is a series of trails, Platinum Jubilee trails. This is a tribute which is much more of an enduring tribute, and that we anticipate will be there for as long as I'm about anyway, and certainly I'm about able to walk, and maybe a lot longer. They won't be available immediately. They've been commissioned again by us, but with the Norfolk County Council, and there's a lot of preparation going into their being ready for all to make use of. There's a trail from Kings Lynn to Heacham, which is being sponsored by the Green Bus Company. Big thanks to Ben, who I understand is going to be on this call this evening, who is, we're tracking his old bus route, and he's sponsoring that trail. There is a trail from Gresson Hall to Dereham, very much centered around the environmental developments that are going on there, the green canopy and the special arboretum there. It's a shorter trail. We've got one from Yarmouth through to Lowestoft. Again, that's actually very, very bike friendly as well. There's one in South Norfolk around Loddon, which is currently being planned. And finally, the Westacre estate have planned a route from Gayton through to Castleacre, through their rewilding area, amongst other places. An interesting and adventurous trail, I suspect. But that's thanks to the Westacre estate. They, as I say, will come on stream in the late summer, early autumn. And we're doing other events to encourage people to make use of those trails. The third tribute is an award scheme, rather a la the Duke of Edinburgh scheme, but not quite so demanding, and is targeted at people who are both young and those who are young at heart, and will consist of 4 elements: a physical element, a learning element, an environmental element, a sustainability element, and a Jubilee celebratory element. And if you can tick those 4 boxes, and you really set your own standards, then you will become the recipient of a magnificent badge and a certificate. And we're looking at making arrangements for those awards to be given in some lovely venue, maybe across the county. Anyway, we're working on that. But the award scheme opens with the opening of the website, because you register by logging onto the website and then logging your achievements on the website. And so that kicks off day 1, which is next week on Monday, when the website gets launched. What we're doing, as I say, is over and above all that you are planning at parish level, all that's being planned at a national level, particularly the beacons, which Ian can talk about and answer questions about in a minute. I'm pleased to say that Norfolk is planning on lighting more beacons than any other county, and more beacons than has ever been lit before in Norfolk. So that's a great tribute, and full marks to Ian and Bruno for organising that. There are also events at Sandringham which are planned over the Jubilee weekend, and that's on their website. And I hope will be attached onto our website, because the object of our website is to give everyone one place in which they can source everything that's going on in Norfolk, and therefore can be encouraged to participate. And I have been talking now for too long, certainly more than a minute, without hesitation, repetition, or whatever. And I think the best thing I can do now is to hand over to Chris to tell you about the website itself, introduce you to it, and how you can log into it. Chris.
Thank you, James, and good evening, everybody. Just give me 1 second while I share my screen. Hopefully everybody can see this, but shout if you can't. So the last time we met, I went through a prototype of our designs of the website we were planning. In the intervening time, we've actually built that. So this is will be the live website launched on Monday. We're just adding the final piece of content to this, but this is on our staging environment at the moment. Let me just go full screen for this. So yeah, an introduction to what's happening around the county. And as James said, this is the main tributes, the main 3 tributes that we've got planned, along with a list of the latest or the upcoming events. These are all live events now that we've got in the system. A message from Lady Danet, and a couple of other links into the site, which I'll come back to. So I take you through these 3 main tributes. The Royal Salute, as James said, organised by Peter Wilson, 1,600 of the school children performing at the Norfolk show. So it's information about the background of the performance dates and times. There's a competition on here, some background information about the people, the team behind the scenes. And then this links out to the Norfolk show website itself for more information about the day. The Jubilee Trails, headed up by Thomas Courtauld. Again, a bit of background for this. And as James said, we know where they are. We've got them developed. They're in progress at the moment. So at the moment, we're giving people some broad information about the background of them and where they are. When they're completed, we'll have downloadable route guides, and we'll plot the actual routes of these on Google Maps so people can follow them on their mobiles where they're actually on the trails themselves. In the intervening time, we're just encouraging people to sign up to a newsletter so that we can alert them when they go live. On to the Challenge Awards, headed up by Patrick Peel. 4 of these, young and old, as James said. There's the Physical Challenge, the Sustainability Challenge, the Learning Challenge, and the Community Challenge. These can be, the participant decides what these are really, but we've given some examples of what they could be to suggest to people to get involved. These are mainly going to be, we expect this to be mainly groups and schools. So we've produced a template spreadsheet for people to download so they can add multiple participants and the details of each of the challenges that they're completing. Then when that's finished, they can submit their application here. Just a few basic details, and they can upload their spreadsheet and any supporting evidence, photographs, etc., statements from their scout group leader or teacher, whatever that is. I'll come back to events in a second. Tributes, we're encouraging members of the public to submit tributes, mainly to display on the website here, but also to be put into a commemorative book at a later date. So we've got a few sample ones here. We're populating this at the moment, but it's a very simple form to fill in with a couple of details, and that tribute that gets submitted to us. We moderate it and then put that onto the site. Queen's Canopy and Beacons, I think I mentioned last time, are a national initiative. So this is more an introduction to those, a bit of background information and linking out to their respective websites. Same with beacons, although obviously with the beacons that are being lit in our county, they will all be plotted onto the event map as well. So on to the events, which is the main bit that will interest you. This is now live. These are all events that have been submitted over the last weeks, months. And this is like the location-based view, and this is the list view. So if you're looking for something near you, you flip to map and you can navigate around here. We've got these grouped when there's lots of things happening in the same place. Then you can click on the pin have a bit of information, and then these link off to local websites, Facebook pages, wherever there's more information about the day. So you can navigate around there. And then if you want something that's more chronologically based, you flip to list view, and then we can filter these by type, just to make it a bit easier to manage the list. So thank you to all those who've submitted their events so far. And I think one of the main things about tonight is to encourage those who haven't yet to do so. It's really straightforward. The link that's already been shared and that's on the holding page will remain live. It's the same link, but once this website goes live, you'll be able to click on this button as well. And just a few basic bits of information about your event, location, time, short description, an image if you've got one. Submit it to us, and we'll put that on the map. So that's a quick whiz through. I don't know if there's any questions or.
Is it worth mentioning that certainly on the map, you're distinguishing, you do at the bottom, yeah, between the beacons, the events, and the services, yeah. So
if I click on Munsley, for example, there's that's the beacon lighting, and that's the event itself.
Right. Yeah. Very good. Now, Ian, is there anything you'd like to add so far as the beacons are concerned?
James, thank you very much indeed. Yes, as James said, we're going well. The initial plan was that we would have 70 beacons lit within the county of Norfolk, one for each year of Her Majesty's reign. We broke that threshold about a month ago. Bruno Peake, who is the Queen's Pageant Master, who's running it well internationally, because it's being done across the Commonwealth as well, and gives his apologies for not being with us tonight, because he is actually based in Gorleston, so he's a good Norfolk chap and fighting our corner. Told me yesterday when he gave his apologies that we are now sitting at 93 beacons, which is more than has been lit in Norfolk at any time in the future for any time in the past for any of the previous Jubilees or other events. And we are leading the country currently by 4, because Kent is running us fairly hard at 89. Now you can have both a private or a public beacon. There are currently 82 currently 82 public beacons and 11 private ones. The aim is to put all the public beacons on the web and on the map that you've just seen. Obviously, we can't put the private ones on, but the private ones equally count. So we're doing really well, but we'd like to get to 100 and even more if possible. So it's really pushing it a bit further. And those of you who've not signed up, please ask you to do so through Bruno's national website, of which the link is on our website. I'd also just like to take this moment as well. We've become aware of another not quite so swept up national plan, but I think which people might also be interested in doing, which is ringing bells. It's being run by the Central Council of Church Bell Ringers, and on their website they've got a bell board for people to register nationally if they want to do so, but we'd like to know about it locally as well. So that we again can put it on the map. The initial plan, I think, was that they were going to ring bells on the 6th of February, which was Accession Day, but that has largely slipped, and the plan now is to try and ring bells on the same day as the national service of Thanksgiving, which is on Friday the 3rd of June. They haven't come up with a specific time, and I think they probably won't. I think they're just allowing people to make up their own decisions. Now, I know that it's being swept up in Norfolk quite well by Nikki Thomas, who is the General Secretary of the Norwich Diocesan Association of Ringers, based at St. Peter Mancroft Church in Norwich. And she's really keen to push Norfolk, as am I again, because I don't know how many of you know, but the first ever peal of bells was rung in St. Peter Mancroft Church on the 2nd of May, 1715. So Norfolk is actually the home of English change ringing. So if we can really push it again for the Platinum Jubilee and get as many bells ringing as possible, that would be fantastic. I know we've got 6 churches that are signed up, and I know there's a plan of a group to go around a number of South Norfolk churches in turn and ring their bells, but the more the merrier. So sorry, I've dribbled on a bit like everybody else, but hopefully that helps.
Right. Okay. Well, I got the message, Ian. Now, look, Adrienne, I see a question here about adding a walk. By all means, add it as an event, but we're restricted really in the number of official Platinum Jubilee walks that we can lay on for reasons of, I suppose, safety and badging and generally making sure that they continue to be maintained. So if local parishes are opening their own Jubilee walks, great, and we will certainly publicise that fact on our website, but we're not, as it were, adopting them as the official county Platinum Jubilee trails for reasons I've just explained.
Thanks, James. Totally understand that. Ours is actually on our pathways within the village, so it's long term. But thank you for the information.
Fine. Okay. Thank you, Adrienne. Okay. So right. There'll be some questions coming up. I think most of which have been answered thanks to Mark, who's been picking up the questions on the chat. www.platinumjubileenorfolk.org is the website, and also social media. Anna, who's on the webinar, is running our social media campaign, and again there is a hashtag. I think it's a hashtag. Is it, or is it an @ Anna? Where are you? I've lost you, but I'm going to bring you in a minute. That is available too for people to broadcast what they are doing as well. Anna, perhaps you'd like to say something about social media.
Yes, so I'm trying to connect up with as many of you as I can. I think I already have with some. So if you can find us, it's normally Platinum Jubilee Norfolk is the handle. On Twitter, it's Jubilee Norfolk, but Platinum Jubilee Norfolk as a search probably will find us. We're saying hashtag Platinum Jubilee Norfolk, which I'll put an alert on. So if anyone wants to tag that, or tag the account itself, whether on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. So hopefully you can find us on your preferred platform. And then I'd very much like to be individually in touch with whoever wants to. I'll put my email address in the chat. So you are more than welcome to update me with things that would be nice to put out on social media, and I'm happy to do that.
Right. So the objective of this whole exercise is to make sure that in Norfolk we celebrate the Platinum Jubilee as enthusiastically and royally as any other county, and that we all participate, or as many people participate. So what are we asking you to do this evening? Please, will you submit all the events that you'd like posted on our website, to publish those and to encourage others to join in the celebrations. Join in on our social media accounts. Send us photographs of the events that you've laid on, and we'll put those out on the website and on social media, so that everyone else can see what you have been up to. And also, will you encourage the personal tributes, people to submit their personal tributes? We'd love to get those from people of all ages. At the moment on the website, I've managed to find a couple of schools who got their 6 and 7-year-olds to put in some rather delightful tributes, and out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, you get some fairly honest views. We will, of course, moderate those tributes as and when they come up on the website. So hopefully we'll avoid any unpleasantries. So, right, I think I've said enough for the moment. Does anyone have any questions or comments or observations?
Well, James, there are a couple of questions in the chat. One's about the £200 grant. Someone's asked, they've applied, and they want to know when this will be agreed and when they'll be able to get the funds. And our flags are the flags.
Okay. don't apply for funds from us. We're busy trying to find funds for ourselves. I say, I'm not quite sure. It was Thurl have applied for a £200 grant from whom I'm not quite sure. But if they're having a problem getting it, I will at least, depending on who it's from, might be able to chase.
Might be able to help.
Can I mention something?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, South Norfolk are giving grants, but Broadland are not giving grants.
South Norfolk are giving grants, but
Broadland are
Broad-
not giving
are not.
grants,
I mean,
unfortunately.
I have no power at all over funds in any of the borough.
I did try to make the council feel a bit guilty about it, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm not an elected official and I have no power on that score. And as I say, we're trying to find our own funds, and we're being reasonably successful about it. I'm fingers crossed.
Excellent. Right.
I'm
Well, I
looking.
think
I'm
we've
looking.
covered everything in the chat, so perhaps we could throw the floor open if anybody would like to put their hand up using the reactions button on the bottom of your screen, if they have any questions or observations they'd like to make. Right. Yes. So Thurl, we've got a question here.
Thurlton.
Thurlton.
Thurlton Parish Council. It was me who asked about the £200, which I understand is available for all parish councils, and £300 for town councils. That's already been agreed. But I haven't heard anything back from it at all. So I applied for it. I don't know who's doing it though.
I was going to say, to whom did you apply? Does anybody else have any observations on that?
Can I just
the
say
district
something?
councils are doing this.
Okay, so it's the districts. Yes.
Yeah, but Broadland are not.
Hi, I'm Lisa Shulver. I'm parish clerk to both Pullhams. I've just received my notification that I'm getting both of mine. I actually put the claim in about a month ago. Thurlton would come under South Norfolk, so I think you will get it. It's just taking time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the application was likely to have been to South Norfolk. That's useful. Okay, Bryony, you've got your hand up.
Yes, thanks very much. I just wanted to ask again, somebody else asked it, is there a central place for buying flags, bunting, that sort of thing? Because we as a parish want to buy it for our whole villages. Is there is that something that you can recommend, or just we look on the internet and find our own?
I'm afraid if that question is directed me, though, there's nothing I can recommend. I'm
Okay.
No, sorry, can't
Okay,
help.
that's all right. Thanks very much.
Okay, Karen, thank you for your patience. Yes.
Thank you. Just to let you know that it's West Norfolk, so Kings Lynn Borough Council are doing the funding, and you submit your application through Norfolk Community Foundation. I submitted mine about 3-4 months ago, and I'm still waiting to know. As regards the flags, I can recommend Amazon. They are selling lots, all the party things you need for your street party, that you can get everything. So they're probably the best ones to go to.
Okay, thanks for that. Leslie, you've got your hand up.
Hi, I just wondered if anybody here had already got one of the metal beacons, and whether do they know whether it's easy to use, etc., and do they cool down quickly?
Anybody got one? Anybody tried it?
I tell you what I did here the other day. Someone was using the drum of the inside of a washing machine. That's the cheapest form of beacon that you can find. How you put it to a pole, I have no idea.
An exemplary and a great example of reusing things rather than using new metal.
And a bonfire just counts as in bonfire night counts as a beacon as well. So you don't need to contain it in anything. It can be
we are thinking of getting one of the metal ones, but because we haven't got anywhere where we could have a bonfire, but the metal one is not going to leave any problem on the ground because it's going to be on the playing field. So that's why
Okay.
we've gone for a metal one. But I just wondered if anybody had already got one. Okay.
I don't see anybody rushing to put their hands up to answer that question. Right. Sorry, Susan. I think I can see your hand going up as well down there, Susan Watson. Need to unmute.
Sorry. Hello?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you now.
Bradwell Parish Council. We have ordered one. It's going to go on top of our church, St Nicholas Church. We're looking to find out what the adapters are for joining it onto the gas bottle, but we have actually ordered one. Catherine, our clerk, she also went through the with another member of the parish council to the lottery and got some money from the lottery, but you had to apply for that. So I don't know whether that's too tried the lottery people, National Lottery, to get some money, but we have actually bought one. We've ordered one. We haven't actually got it as yet, but we don't know what the fittings are. So, because it's a gas bottle, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, one of them is. Yeah, one or two of them are.
If you can get in touch with Catherine Bacon at Bradwell Parish Council, the clerk there, I mean, she's been brilliant. So that's all I can say. You know, if anyone can get in touch with her, she can perhaps put you all in the right direction. Is that okay? Hi, everybody.
Okay. Right, Matthew, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, Pete, can I ask you, obviously this is being recorded. Are you going to send the link out to all the clerks of all the parish councils afterwards?
We won't do that as such. We just make it freely available.
Okay,
so we don't push it out. We just
right.
want people to come in and.
Because I'm certainly going to recommend my local clerks to get hold of it and listen to it. So they get it from the Norfolk ALC website, do they?
Well, we have a YouTube channel, so you basically go onto YouTube and you go to our channel, which we'll put a link up on our website that will take you there, and you can just watch this like a YouTube video,
okay.
and it'll be as if you were actually in the meeting, and you'll see everything that's got on now. And we will make available, so the chat is available as well. So any of the links or the information that people are posting in the chat will be available afterwards as well.
Good, thank you.
Matthew, while you are there, you remind me. I mean, I don't know what response on our website, and we've got church services as well as effectively a specific event. I'm not certain how well or how much of a response we've had from churches, and whether there's any way of encouraging that through the diocese, where people are laying on special Jubilee services. I just sort of make the point.
I will see what I can do.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions or observations or information that people would like to share? Sorry, we've got a few hands. Stan, I know you had your hand up a moment ago, and then Elizabeth. Right, Stan, you need to unmute.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay. You said that this is going to appear on the website. Could you explain when it might appear on the website? We've got a Jubilee meeting on Friday night. It would be useful if it was there before then.
I can't absolutely promise it will be available before Friday night, but I will bear in mind what you've said, and I'll do everything I can to get it up.
Thank you very much. Just for interest, just gone on to the Kings Lynn and West Norfolk County website. You had to put your claim in for the £200 before noon on the 27th of February. So as we didn't start our process till 4 weeks ago, that one's gone. Okay.
So it's not available now.
No.
Elizabeth.
There are some opportunities with the National Lottery. I've experienced, not successfully, I'm afraid, but if you go on their website, there are potentially some opportunities there for applying for grants.
I would say be quick. Yeah, sorry, Elizabeth, you were going to say something.
Yeah, with regard to the beacon, we've got a purpose-built beacon which we've had to get a faculty for to be able to put into the churchyard, and that is taken quite a considerable amount of time, but I've actually got permission. But that is a big metal beacon, and we've had to make sure that it's got grills round it so it doesn't, well, because it's going to have wood in it, so it's going to flame up everywhere. But that is something which they need to think about, the fire issues, especially they're going to put it on the church tower.
For sure.
I don't know whether, have you got a faculty for it to put it on the church tower?
Who?
The people who are putting it on the church tower, have you got a faculty from the diocese?
The vicar has got all the, is that me you're talking to? Sorry.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Sorry. The vicar, Steve Deal, he's been through the diocese. They've got all the health and safety and all that. Ours isn't going to be wood, ours is gas.
All right, okay.
And there's, you know, that they'll have the fire inspector to go and check everything out. I think it's all in order, but yeah.
Yes, all I know is it's been a long process and an awful lot of maps and planning, but
yeah.
Just in case. So I've got my faculty now. The diocese has agreed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, anybody else? I'm not seeing any yellow hands or real hands. Okay, well, all I would like to say now is thank you very much to all of you for attending. Thank you very much to all of our speakers and anybody who's contributed tonight. As has been noted in the chat, there is a briefing note which will be available from our website to download to anybody who wants that. As I said, this webinar will be posted in full on our YouTube channel, and all of the chat will be there, so you will be able to see the links. And otherwise, do come and get in contact with us, or indeed with the Platinum Jubilee Committee, because I'm sure they're more than keen to help you to make your events. Susan, you've got your hand up before I finish.
When I missed it, when will this be going out so that I can look again on the YouTube channel?
Well, again, I can't promise it will be up tomorrow, but I will be talking to our IT people, trying to get it up as quickly as possible.
So was the next few days, possibly?
Oh yeah, that's my plan. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
The website goes live on Monday, next Monday.
Yeah, the actual Platinum Jubilee website itself goes live on Monday. You can post your events now. It is available to post events now, and would urge anybody to, well, one, to be imaginative about the events you can put on for people to enjoy, celebrating the Platinum Jubilee, and no matter how modest, if you're having an event, do post it, because you never know who might be interested in taking part or coming along, or just talking to you about what you're planning to do. So anyway, once again, thank you very much from me to our speakers, to all of you for attending tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
I'm Get out of this. I'm terrible at this.
Susan, there's a little red button down on the right hand side of your screen that says end.
I am the most rubbish person. I can't even see a little red thing. I should let you disconnect. I'm a doer, not a tech person.
Okay.
You always have to have one. I am the one. You ask Catherine.
Have you tried pulling the plug out?
Close the lid down and throw it against the wall.
Yeah, you should be seeing a black screen which says Zoom meeting up at the top left.
I can see nothing. All I've got, I can see you, and it's been very interesting. Thank you. Oh, hang on. What have we got here? I've got no idea. I'm rubbish. They all, oh,
sorry, I'll
audio. Yes. Disconnect audio.
Okay. No, I will now remove you. So.
And I should.
I'm not being rude. I'm trying to just fulfill what you're trying to do. Okay.
I just lost it for my 5-year-old grandson.
Yeah, I'm a bit like, I have to talk to my teenage children to get them to sort me out sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to remove you now, so you will be gone.
No. Lane's iPhone's still on, but no, thank you, Peter. That's great.
Well, thank you.
Lane's iPhone is me, because I've got all my devices here. I definitely don't think that's me.
Okay, right, that's gone now.
Evening, Claire. Lovely to see you.
It's wonderful to see you, Elaine. That's,
I look very red. I've been
catch up with you separately, but really good to have you on the screen. And well done, Pete. And I thought removing people from meetings was an essential skill for associations of local
apparently it's been a very bad week for Jackie Weaver.
Yeah,
she's been found she didn't have the authority to do that. It's just very sad.
As any good politician or officer working with politicians, she managed to find a justification for doing it anyway.
Yeah, which is good. That was really fabulous information came through, and I think you guys have done an absolutely amazing job.
James, do you know Elaine?
We've spoken briefly, but James, I often find myself under you on the second Friday of the month in the Lynn News.
Ah.
So, I like the way your O was on top.
Sorry about that. I've got a very good shadow reporter or shadow writer.
Oh well, they're all my effort.
Oh, no. Anyway, no, very good. No, it's the whole Lynn News does a great job, and love West Norfolk, carries on, flourishes.
It is. I mean, I do it as a bit of a challenge, but it's quite handy to get to have that platform to get things out on the second Friday of the month. So well, that's me. I don't know if you're more of a regular contributor than myself, but it is a very good handy platform.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Yeah, no, it's good. Anyway, look, Peter, thanks very much. I mean,
well, thank you for doing all that.
Yeah, and it seemed to be a certain amount of enthusiasm and encouragement, and we'll get some more flags on the map.
Well, the proof of the pudding will be if we break the 100 beacons, or if we suddenly get a plethora of events appearing on the map, which is what we'd like to achieve. So
we can but try, as they say.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it'll be great. It will be very busy over that weekend. There'll be a lot going on and then not a lot, but we'll keep trying to promote obviously the trails and the awards and the tributes. I'm keen that we get a great selection of tributes and put it into a book and give it to Her Majesty maybe at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, that's lovely.
Yep.
With photographs of what's been going on. Yeah, that's the idea.
Anyway,
very good.
Excellent. And we finished early, so we all get to go away and have our teas earlier than we perhaps thought we might be.
I didn't think it was going to take too long.
Anyway, many thanks.
Good night.
Thank you all. Take care.
And see you all again soon, hopefully. Anyway.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good evening.